Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamara Jordan, Tammy Turns Pages. I am so glad that you are here and that you decided to turn pages with me today. In today's video, we are going to be doing my mid-year freak out tag. So I have all of the questions here on my paper, and I also have my computer in front of me. So if you see me looking down, I am referencing my computer or my paper. But also, I will try to share my screen as much as I can with you guys so you can see the stats, which we're going to do first. And then I will get into all the books that I loved, the books I didn't love so much, and yeah, some anticipated reads for this rest of the second half of the year. So for the first quarter and the second quarter, I did make a little Canva kind of color-coded thing. I don't know. I just made it because I thought it was cute first quarter, and so I decided to do it again second quarter. It does appear that I have read less books in the second quarter than the first quarter, but I think the reason why is because I started this channel, and I am just not reading as much because I'm spending a little more time editing. But yeah, it looks like I have read so far this year on Goodreads, it says I've read 145 books. Yeah, I know. I have problems. I have lots of problems. Well, actually, I don't really have any problems, but technically it's because I am a teacher and I don't have any children and I have the summers off. And so I'm reading in the summer, I'm reading maybe a book every day and a half. So that's why I'm able to read so much. I'm reading 5 hours a day. So that's, especially during the summer. So that's why I'm able to read as many books as I did and do. Although, like I said, I think quarter two I read maybe 20 books less than I did in quarter one. So yeah, so I told you I would share my screen with you. So I'm going to do that right now. So we're on Goodreads right now, and it says that I have read 144 books. This is on Goodreads this year, and 49,180 pages is how many pages I've read so far. I gave 11 books 5 stars. The bulk of my reading was 4 stars, 4 stars, and then I gave maybe 33 stars, and then just a few here, 6 or 7 2 stars, and I didn't do any 1 stars, which is great. The longest book I've read so far this year was The Long Way Home by Jessa Hastings, and then the shortest was just a Fracture Me by Tahari Mafe. So the ones that I loved were The Will of the Many, First Time Caller, Reformatory, Talking at Night, Remarkably Creatures, Martyr, Great BBL, This Is How You Lose the Time War, Love and Other Words, which was a reread, One Summer in Savannah, and Till Summer Do Us Part. So what did I rate the favorites? Because the favorites was a 5 star. Oh, here it is. Yeah, no, that should be in the 5 star category. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put that as a 5 star. But anyway, yeah, so those are the stats for Goodreads. I'm gonna call the favorites also a 5 star, so that is also a part of my 5 stars, so that's 12. Okay, and then for my Storygraph stats, which are basically the same, it says I've read 144 books. 175 is the goal. 54 books ahead of schedule. 82% of the books I've read or I've wanted to read, I've read. What I like about Storygraph is it kind of gives you more of a detailed breakdown, which is cool. And it says my pace, or the pace books that I read, not my pace, is mostly medium paced books. And then I read a couple fast paced books, 17%, and then 3% slow paced. And my page number is usually about 69% is 300 to 499 pages. And then I'm reading 4% that are 500 plus because I don't love that, but you know. And then I'm reading 300 or less, 27%. So you can see this category is it's all fiction, 100% fiction, because yeah, I love fiction. And then you can see my genres, what I gravitate towards: romance first and contemporary. And I love literary, so literary is I would even call this like the same, and then literary is the second. YA, fantasy, horror, LGBTQIA plus, thriller, mystery, and then you can see etc. etc. It goes down. So that's kind of cool. And then the format, it says 17% digital, 4% audio, and 79% print, which is true, but it's also not true because I am actually reading, when I'm reading print, I'm usually listening to the audiobook as well. So I'm reading in tandem. So this is really technically like 50-50. And then it says most read authors here. This is upsetting to me. It's because I read all of the Confidence of Wildflower series. I need this to not be on here. Like no, it's not bad. I just don't like this series or the writing, to be honest. So, but Denise Williams is my second, Tahara Mafe is next, then Jessa Hastings, of course, and then Ava Reed, Lila Sage, Catherine Mack, Sarah Morgan. So, and then the languages you don't really need to know. And then my average star rating was 3.62, which isn't terrible, but it shows, which books I've given like 2.5. I mean, the amount, right, of books that I've given these numbers to. So mostly I'm doing 4-star books, which is great. And then it says I've given 10. But technically on Goodreads it was 11, but really 12 because of Lane Fargo's the favorite. So I'll have to switch that. But yeah, the stats are pretty good. They're pretty close together in terms of context, which is cool. So yeah, let's get back to the rest of this video. Okay, so now that the stats are out of the way, I wanted to start with the first question. The first question is, what was your favorite book of this year so far? And I have a few answers for that. I'm not going to go into too much detail on the books, but I will link all of the books below, the ones I speak about. They're Goodreads so that you can see what the synopsis is. But just to save time. But one of my favorite books that I've read so far this year is All the Young Dudes by Miss King Bean. It is not a book. It's actually a fan fiction. It is it's available on AO3, but archive of our own. But yeah, it's incredible. It's the Marauders. It's the Marauders that we wanted that we never got from, whatever her name is. Ugh, that lady that nobody loves. The woman who wrote Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling, that's her name. Okay, so the next one I read that I loved this year was First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This book was incredible. I've already gotten the second book. Like, I've pre-ordered the second book. I'm so ready for it. Where do I put these when I'm done? Another one that I really loved this year was, I gave 5 stars to, was The Will of the Many. I have the second one on pre-order too. I think I gave that one to a friend so that they can read, but it's incredible. Read it. It's about the caste system, and it's got a lot of political intrigue. It's really, really good. The next one that I gave 5 stars to, I also don't currently have with me. It is Remarkably by Creatures. I gave that one to my mom. It is so awesome. It's about an octopus and an older woman who is going through changes in her life, and they develop a friendship. It's really, really cool. So that one was also one of my favorites this year. Another one of my favorites this year was, I think I gave this 4.5, not 5 stars, but it is I Who Have Never Known Men. It's very short. I think it's like about 200 pages. It's incredible. Just read it. Another one of my favorites, I gave this 5 stars. This was probably dare I say, the best book I've read this year so far, besides All the Young Dudes. This is incredible. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I just want you to go into it blind and read it. It's incredible. I gave this 5 stars. Another book I loved so much this year was The Favorites by Lane Fargo. This was incredible. This was fast-paced. This was so much fun, and it was 5 stars. And then the last one in this category that I gave 5 stars to was Between Friends and Lovers. This book is incredible. just read it. It's so good. It's so good. I also bedazzled it. So, yeah. What book did you have the most fun reading? And I have two answers for that one. The first one is Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn, which is so shocking because this is also in my most surprising book. But yeah, this was crazy. It was so good. It was so much fun. It was so bantery. It was so light and fun, and it was what I needed at the time. So yeah, I loved this one. And then there's another one that I had fun reading, which was The Favorites. The Favorites was so much fun to read. This should be maybe it will be. This should be like a 12-part or like a 10-part series. This book was so incredible. Okay, so the next question is new releases that you want to read this year. I definitely want to read Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. I've read a few by that author and I really enjoy the writing. So very lyrical, very beautiful. Our Infinite Fates. I don't remember the author's name, but that one's been going all over the internet. It's like gotten so much buzz. It's YA, I think. And then they keep like having to kill each other or something. That's all I know, and that's all I want to know. I don't want to know any more than that, but it's like a romantasy. Oh, of course, Time of Your Life by Jessa Hastings, which should be coming out, which actually when this comes out, I think the day that this video is going to come out. So I'm so amped for that one. I'm so amped for that book. And then, oh, you know what else? I have it here. I really want to read, these aren't like technically new releases. This one is. But this one I think was released last year. But I still haven't gotten to either one of these. And I really want to get into this Crimson Moth duology. So, yeah, so it's Heartless Hunter and then Rebel Witch. And I really need to read these because people love these. So, yeah. The next question is most anticipated books for the second half of the year. I have 3, I think. Okay, so the first one is The Possession of Alba Diaz. And that one is by Isabella Cañas, right? I think so. I've read this author's work before, loved it. The Hacienda, Fire, the other one, Vampires of El Norte. Oh my God, that was, come on. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. And I'm also excited about, it's either Katabasis or Katabasis. I'm going to go ahead and say Katabasis because Katabasis sounds crazy. So, or Katabasis, I don't know, but I'm going to say Katabasis. This one is by R.F. Kuang. I've read a lot of that author's work as well and loved it. So, yeah, I'm excited for that one. That one's supposed to be fantasy. And the last one I'm really excited about is by I think it's Sin Ying Lu, the person who wrote Manacled. I never read Manacled. I was too busy reading All the Young Dudes because All the Young Dudes is very, 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 very long. But yeah, Manacled. So the book that is coming out, I think it's coming out in August or September, is called Alchemised. And I'm really excited to read that one as well. And like I said, that author got their start on A03. So yeah. The next section of this is kind of sad, but it's the worst book so far. I don't usually love doing this. I only have 2. Storybook Ending by, I think it's Maura McDonald. It just didn't, I didn't love it. I'm even going to say it's like maybe a disappointment instead of worst book, but I just didn't love it. And then I also didn't love Primetime Romance by Kate Robb. And that was also more of a disappointment, which I guess can segue into the disappointments. The next one is Biggest Disappointments. Maine Characters was also a really big disappointment for me. It just didn't do what I thought it was going to do for me. And then the last one was Say You'll Remember Me. It just didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. And it's so sad because the book before that, I don't remember the name of it. I think it's Just from the Summer, was incredible. And it was a 5-star read for me last year. So yeah, that was a disappointment. The next category is the biggest surprise. And I think my biggest surprise, which is crazy, is this book. Summer Sisters by Judy Blume. This book was so good. I think I gave this 5 stars. I think I gave this 5 stars, or maybe I didn't, maybe 4.5. But you know, honestly, when I think back on this, it should be a 5 star. So I might go and change that as well. I did change the Lane Fargo one. I did change the favorites to 5 star on my Goodreads, so I might change this to 5 stars too. But yeah, this was incredible, and I was shocked by this. It's not YA, it's new adult, but it's just not that. I don't know. I wouldn't think that it housed what it had in here. It was really, really good. And Judy Blume is a good writer for a reason. Like, people read what she writes for a reason. So, yeah. Okay, so favorite new authors. I would say Judy Blume. Judy Blume. I can't even believe I haven't read her. I mean, what am I doing? Judy Blume was one of them. Definitely Kaveh Akbar. He's the one who wrote Martyr. I will read anything that man writes. And then I also... Oh, I did really like Lane Fargo. Lane Fargo was actually a surprise for me, and I loved it. I loved the favorites. And the next category is the most beautiful book that you have bought this year. And I actually have it's not a series, but kind of. They all go together, but they are my Paper Mill Press series. So this one is The Jungle Book. I mean, it just doesn't... Like, what are we doing? And then, like, even like the interior, that beautiful blue with this gorgeous forest green bookmark. I mean, it's just beautiful. So they all kind of look like this. They all have, you know, the detailing on the side. So then there's this one here. This is Arabian Nights. I have not read this one yet. The side, they all have that, like, the name here, the little detailing, the detailing on the bottom. This one's a jaguar or a Black Panther. And then I'm not even sure that, I guess this is just like a mosque or something. And yeah, it's just really, really beautiful. It's just really gorgeous. And then the interior, it's that beautiful color. That's like bronzy kind of gold color. And we've got this gorgeous bookmark here, which is like this like navy blue. The end pages are just... I mean, what are we doing? This is crazy. So I love these. But I bought, like, you'll see it's coming. I just did a video of this, so you will see them. But I bought maybe like 20 of these. They're all more beautiful than the next. I just picked these few just because of some of the interior pages. But yeah, I'm obsessed with these. And then they look really pretty just sitting next to each other. They're gorgeous. So yeah, I love them. We're almost done. Okay, so the next one is books that you need to read by the end of 2025. I have 3 that I'm like really, really trying to prioritize. The first one is Fayne. Obviously, the reason I haven't read this book yet is because of this. It's a chunker, but I really want to read this. I was going to try and prioritize this for spring. It didn't happen. Now we're in summer. Still hasn't happened. But I don't know. I'm going to try and... I need to prioritize this. Maybe even in the fall, just because it takes place in the Scottish moors. So that could work for fall. And then the other 2 are Intermezzo. I still haven't read this book, which is crazy. It's not even that big, but yeah, haven't read it. I need to. And then the last one, I haven't read this one either, is Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. So yeah, and then I had this on the list, but then I have since read it and given it 4.5 stars. So, and this one was also, I wouldn't even say a surprise, but this one was one of my favorite books this year too. I'm not sure if I put that in or not, but this one was one of my most favorite books that I've read this year so far also. So, and a little bit more of my personal content. It says some of the favorite videos that I've made this year. One of my favorites was counting my physical TBR. That one was fun just because I learned how many books I had on my TBR, and it was eye-opening. And then I also really like doing my rainbow series, reading the rainbow. that was just really fun to do. And I mean, I'm still working on it, but it's a fun little series that I've done on this channel, so I really like that. I liked my Garden With Me video too. That one was really fun. You know, it was fun to film. And I also really liked this Ultimate Summer video that I just finished filming, and it should be out in the next week or so. But yeah, it was really fun to film that video as well. So those are some of my favorite videos, I think. Oh, and I did really like the classic book haul, just because, which I think will have already been up, one or about to be coming up, just because I get to show you really pretty books. Upcoming videos that you want to make. And I think I would like to make videos about classic books, because I'm really trying to be in my classic era. Like, I really do want to read more classic books. Part of the reason why I bought so many of those books is because I, you know, really want to prioritize reading classics. And then another one, it would be maybe like kind of like silly fun ones, because I'm usually like mood reading, but like silly fun prompts like number generator picks my books, or like my cat chooses my reads, or like a random stranger chooses my reads, or emojis choose my reads, something like that, like silly stuff that's like fun, you know, just so I'm not always the one who's choosing. And yeah, I think that's it. It's been such a good year for me so far with reading. And I hope this second half of the year is as good as the first. Like I said, will link all of the books that I've spoken about on this channel below. And yeah, I'm glad that you were here, and I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.